Hi everyone, this is Heba from My Little Journal, and today I'm going to be working in my Field Notes notebook. This one is my daughter's, and I'm really excited to get back into it. I haven't worked in it for a bit now, and I have a few photos that I want to document, and I thought it would be kind of fun to do my 15-minute challenge using my notebook for my daughter because I need to add some of these photos in there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to document all three in 15 minutes, but let's see. You guys know I'm pretty quick, but I don't know. We'll see. I do want to use this pad of paper. I bought it recently from scrapbook.com, and I'm really excited to use it. I've shared that I love the 6x6 pads for my field notes because I'm not wasting a lot of paper, and it covers both spreads if I wanted to. So I'm gonna end up using this pad. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I just thought it would be fun to start the timer and try this out and see how my layout turns out. So I'm gonna grab my timer, start it, add it 15 minutes to my timer, and start working in my field notes notebook. Okay, you guys, I went ahead and started my timer. I just set it at 15 minutes, and now I'm gonna go through my paper pads. I decided to cover both sides of my spread. You can see I had stamped something on a recent spread, or the spread right before this one, and it seeped through my paper really badly. It bled through, and I just wanted to cover it up, so I decided to just go ahead and cover up both sides of my spread. Now, I'm going to end up documenting two photos on one layout. I'm documenting my daughter's dance, 8th grade dance from last school year. So I thought I'm going to stick to a very simple pattern. That's what I tend to do when I'm documenting more than one photo on one spread. I always start with a soft, simple pattern. I don't want the pattern to take away from my photos. I can always add color. I can always add layers and dimension to my spread by using my embellishments. So I'm not worried about that. I always like to start simple and build on that. But if I started with a busy pattern with two photos and start layering, it just goes crazy. Like your layout goes all over the place. And I don't like that look. I like simplicity, but also I like to use my embellishments in my layers, and that will help keep the spread simple and beautiful. Now I'm trying to figure out where I want to add my photos, and because this traveler's notebook is really tiny, you don't have a lot of options, which is great. That way when you're creating in these spreads, it comes together quickly. When you use something larger, you're always trying to figure out where to put things and how to add things, but because you don't have a lot of space, it really makes it simple. Now this is an example where I want to add color, I want to add layers, and because I started with a simple pattern, I can add something a tiny bit more busier. And I decided to go with this gray, black, and white pattern. It's just beautiful. It has little flowers and leaves and things like that. And I can add that now and still have that softness that I was looking for on my spread, just because I started with a simple pattern. So I decided to trim them down into strips. This is my go-to when I want to layer a photo or a layout. I like to use strips, and this is a great way to use your scrap paper. Use them as strips to layer your photos or your layout. Just cut them down into strips, add them to each side of your layout or one side of your layout. I just tend to do this a lot, and I always feel like it balances it out very well, especially when you're using more than one photo. Now, once I get these stuck down, I wanted to find one of my Kelly Perky stamps. I'm really good at remembering the stamps I have, especially my favorites. And one of the stamp sets from Kelly Perky had something saying like, here's to the crazy ones. And because this group of girls, when they get together, they are crazy, funny, very entertaining. I really wanted to use that stamp to add it right above their photo, that group photo of my daughter and her girlfriends. So I went fetching for it. I'm going to grab it, And I was thinking I would just go ahead and stamp that right above their photo. But before I stamp anything, I thought maybe I should use my embellishments to add color and layers to the photos before I start stamping, because I tend to stamp things and then think to myself, oh, I wish I waited a little bit before I stamped. So I decided to do that first. So I'm going through my labels. I thought I would use some of my labels to add the colors and the layers to my photo. I end up really liking one that said loving our everyday life, and I'm gonna end up adding that on the group photo right above it, just to add more color and bring in more of that black to my spread. I'll also end up adding another label. I like using my labels to layer also because it gives me a place to stamp and also to add stickers or words. So use your labels, think outside the box. Don't just use them just to add to journaling or whatever the case is. Use them as your go-to layering, and also to help you stamp on, to add more stickers, more layers. So this one, I'm going to end up tucking it underneath this photo, and I'll also grab a word sticker, I believe, and fill that in with the word sticker. Now I can stamp because I feel like, okay, I don't think I'm going to add any more labels. So I end up stamping with this beautiful yellow ink from scrapbook.com. This is my favorite yellow ever. I think it's the honeycomb, if I'm not mistaken. And I end up stamping that here's to the crazy ones right above that photo. I went ahead and cleaned my stamps. I've been really good at cleaning my stamps. I definitely recommend it. You need to clean your stamps. Make sure you clean your stamps or you will ruin them. Now I'm going to go through my puffy stickers. I end up just adding a small white one, I believe, or two. No, I end up adding 2 white puffy stickers on the right side and then a black one on the group photo. Love puffy stickers. They are a great way, again, to add more texture to your spread. Then I was thinking maybe I should add something different, something to add more texture. I also did want to ask you guys, I have a lot of word wood veneers and I'm running out. I love them so much. I can't remember where I got these. They could be Heidi Swap, if I'm not mistaken. But if you guys know where I could get more, it seems like they stopped making these. They just don't exist anymore. I usually get them from Tuesday morning, and my Tuesday morning doesn't have them anymore. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know. I need my wood veneers. They are my favorite to add a nice title and also some really cool texture to my spreads. Now, I decided to use one of my Feed Your Craft stamp sets. I can't remember the name of the stamp set, but I will link it in the description box. And I thought I would stamp out looking back and laughing. I'll end up stamping it right underneath my photo and beneath my little label in black. Just again, I just wanted to add more words, more text to my spread. I believe we are at like around 8 minutes or 7 minutes. So I still have plenty of time because the main part of my layout is there. So I'm not rushing. Right now, I'm just going to be embellishing. I'll also probably add some journaling, I believe. But, at this moment, I'm trying to find some yellow alpha stickers. I wanted to use some yellow alpha stickers to add dance right underneath memory. I could not find yellow for the life of me. You can see I grabbed the black ones because I knew I have a lot of black, but then thought to myself, no, maybe I should go with yellow. I disappear because I'm looking and looking and looking for yellow alpha stickers that have my A's and E's. This is why I don't use alpha stickers a lot in my spreads, because of this reason. You run out of all your vowels and you end up with these sheets full of letters and no vowels, which kind of sucks. And that's why usually I don't buy alphas anymore. I only get these alphas from kits. but I love my alpha stamps because I never run out of vowels, and it took me so long. You can see I found this sheet and I thought, oh, okay, we're good. And there we go. I noticed, no, I probably don't have E's or something. So I noticed the time and I'm running low on time. So I decide to just stick to my black alphas, which kind of sucks. I could have stamped it out, but I really just wanted to use my alphas. It was just faster for me. So I end up using that sheet. I think those are Kelly Perky alpha stickers. And I end up adding dance right underneath memory. And I'll grab my pen and add a little tiny bit of journaling. I really didn't have much to say. I've documented these photos in my project life, in my traveler's notebooks. And just because this is for her and I'm trying to keep this traveler's notebook simple, just little notes from mom to her. So I end up just adding a little bit of journaling right underneath dance. Now, this is another reason why I don't like alpha stickers is because it's really hard to get them on a straight line. I don't know why I'm able to do it with alpha stamps, but not alpha stickers. And if you remove one of the stickers, you never know if it's going to come off easily or if it's going to tear. It's just really aggravating and annoying to me. So hands down, I'm definitely alpha stamp kind of girl, not alpha sticker kind of girl. Anyways, I decided to add some embellishments to add more color to my spread and texture. So I start with my Studio Calico stickers here. I end up adding a black speech bubble to the right side of my spread. On that same sheet, I believe there was another speech bubble that said, "Hey you," in color. So I added that to the opposite side. Sometimes I like to use the same embellishment on my spread, especially if I'm using two photos like this, to balance out both sides. So I'll use similar embellishments on both sides. Now I'm going to grab my label drawer, I believe, or my word sticker drawer, and go through those as well. I want to add more black. I found this Free to Fly. I end up adding that to the bottom part. I also found, I think, Be True in white, so I'll use that to add to my label. You can see sometimes I change my mind. It's not set in stone. That's the great part about these little stickers, that you can kind of remove them and add them to a different part of your spread. If you change your mind, it's not a big deal. But once I add the little Be True, I believe I'm going to grab my pen and add my journaling. And then I had plenty of time, so I thought to myself, maybe I should add some Nuvo drops. I've been asked a lot about the crystal drops and how I use them, how long I keep it out to dry. When I use my crystal drops, I know I'm not going to be working in my traveler's notebook for at least a full day, if not two. I keep it open on the floor until I come back to work in that traveler's notebook. Even if the crystal drops are dry from the outside, it doesn't mean it's dry from the inside. So you really have to be patient. Keep it out. For me, it's not a big deal. I know I'm not going to work in this traveler's notebook for, the next day or two. So it's not a big deal. I can keep it open. I don't have to work in it. So I just always keep that in mind. Sometimes you can see lately, like I don't use my crystal drops on my spreads as much, is because sometimes, or at this moment, I've been working in my traveler's notebook more often and doing more than one spread in one sitting. So I haven't been using them as much. But this little traveler's notebook, because I don't work in it often, so I can use my crystal drops. End up using some black and yellow crystal drops just to match my spread. I do have a tutorial on how to use your crystal drops. Now, the tutorial is not the best on the planet. That's just how it works for me. I'm sure a lot of people will probably think that's not how you use crystal drops or not agree with me, but that's how I use them. I feel like my drops look pretty good. And it's just really easy to use, by the way. If you watch that tutorial, you'll see how simple it is to use these crystal drops and have a nice little circle. Also, what I love about crystal drops is you really don't have to think really hard when you add them. If you just add them randomly to your spread, it will still look good. So you don't have to put a lot of thought into it. It's just a great little embellishment. It adds a lot of texture, color, and it's a great way to just bring your spread together. Now I'm done with my crystal drops and I still have about a minute left, so I decided to go through my puffy stickers. You can never go wrong by adding more puffiness to your spread. I end up adding some stars in yellow. I think I even kind of go back and forth thinking maybe I can add some more. So I end up adding another white puffy heart to my spread. But this is another go-to embellishment. Puffy stickers are my favorite. But you can see I'm kind of wasting time. I'm taking my time. I still have a lot of time. And I think it's because the small project, the small traveler's notebook, my spread came together really, really quickly. And I didn't really have to think hard about it. So I definitely recommend if you're doing the 15-minute challenge to kind of stick to something small. But we have 3, 2, 1, and we're done. Okay, you guys, that's it. I'm done with my spread. I was able to use 2 photos and document the same occasion on one layout. I thought that's probably my best bet because I knew I would probably not have time to create more than one layout, especially because I was looking for some yellow alpha stickers and all my alpha stickers were out of A's or E's. So I ended up using the black ones, which is fine. I just add a little bit of journaling. I've shared a little bit about this little field notes project of mine for my kids. And I just wanted to add a little bit of journaling every time I create a layout for them. Nothing major, nothing big, but I just wanted her to kind of remember that it was the 8th grade dance. I did end up forgetting to stamp out the date, but I will do that later. It's not a big deal. I love how it turned out. That background, the splatter background, really made those photos pop. I was able to use some stickers, which I love doing because then I get those stickers out of my drawers and on my spreads where I can see them. But anyways, that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed my 15-minute challenge. Please challenge yourself, and if you do, don't forget to tag me on Instagram, #scrapfast. I would love to see your layouts and your projects. Sharing is caring, you guys. I always say this. I always learn from you guys as well. So please tag me on Instagram and use the #scrapfast so I can see your projects. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.